Morning, kids. Gonna do another not logged in one because I'm feeling kind of dopey today. I went up to like 14:30 in Blitz yesterday and then slipped back down with some very, very dubious plays. So I don't want to take on a 1600 in Rapid. We are just going to play a normal game against a random and see what happens. There's nothing on the line, nothing at stake. We're playing for fun. We're playing to see what we can learn. Okay, our opponent is our old friend guest 651592. Blah, 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 blah. If they show up. He's taken 20 seconds to decide what to do against 1e4 and is now going to auto-abort in 30 seconds. So in fact, let's sack it all off. Oh no! Wait a minute! He showed up. Okay. What shall we do? We are going to play knight f3 because I'm not playing the Vienna. I'm not playing my normal repertoire. I might play a Scotch if the knight comes out. I don't know. Most popular moves, I think, by far are after knight out is the Italian sub 1400, and above 1400 you tend to get a bit more Roy Lopez. You get some Scotch, you get some ooh, Petrov. So is this going for a one? Oh, can't I? Look, that's how dopey I am. What's Eric Rosen's favourite? See, we just don't know. I don't know. Brain's not working. Okay, just going to develop stuff. It's completely gone. Completely gone. Stafford Gambit. Stafford Gambit. I think is takes. Knight here takes. Is it d-take, something like that? But we don't want to get into all of that. I don't know the theory. I'm not a knight f3 player. I'm a Vienna player. This is the Urusov Gambit, apparently. As I now realise, I've hung a pawn. Okay. Right, the Urusov Gambit. I've just played a gambit and I don't know why. Queen e2 threatens to win the pawn back. I don't see any reason in that because that kind of loses the tempo. He takes, I have to recapture. Then it's black to play. Black has the initiative. I'm gonna play Queen e2. Don't know what the hell I'm doing. I need more of this stuff. Okay, in comes the knight. Right, I have Queen takes e5 check. I have knight takes e5 as well. Then if knight takes bishop, knight takes knight with check. Huh. But the bishop is already defended. I could simply castle. I could play d4 and attack the pinned pawn. d4, knight takes. I can't take the pawn because then the knight would take me. That wouldn't be very good at all, Precious, would it? Shall we just have a little think about bishop takes f7? We've got loads and loads and loads of time. We've got all the time in the world. Bishop takes f7, king takes... No, it's got knight takes f7. I don't feel I want to abandon my bishop. But there's no reason why I can't take here. Then queen e7 is the most forcing because it pins my queen. Knight takes is kind of interesting. Let's take with a knight. We've got knight and bishop looking at f7. We're ready to castle. If the knight moves, it comes with a discovered check. I'm kind of lacking this. Takes there, he's got knight takes, yeah? Material is equal. I want to mess up his stuff. How can I mess up his stuff? You're attacking my knight, it's defended. You're attacking my bishop, it's defended. Queen can take, that's quite nice. I could push d4 here. I could castle short. I could play knight c3. Knight c3 looks fine. I kind of like this. The Urusov Gambit against the Petrov. Now, I mean, I don't face the Petrov because I play Vienna. Okay, but now I've got two options. I can take with a knight, which could then lead to a trade of queens. Or I take with a knight, queen takes, knight takes. I do have then two knights out in the board. Opponent has no bits out in the board whatsoever. Alternatively, I have this, but that actually hangs my knight, doesn't it? If queen takes knight. So it's going to be this. Now I do have a development lead. Both of us have lost our e-pawn. Both of us have our queens where the e-pawns used to be. I am threatening to come in and have a sniff around c7, which could be an annoyance for black. Question is, if queen takes, I think it's got to be knight takes because that gives me the option of castling, especially when there's an open file. I want to get castle, get a rook on there as quickly as I can, yeah? Okay, so situation is, I am slightly ahead in terms of development. It's not much. On the downside, I don't have the bishop pair. So it'll be interesting to look at these first few moves. Okay. To get to this square, I've got 1, 2, 3, or I've got 1, 2, 3. Feels a bit too slow. A bit like saying something in Old Entish. Right, he's attacking my knight. Now, my first thought is, you offer it to me willingly. Do you really want to give up? Sorry, but Lord of the Rings quotes come out. I'm rereading Lord of the Rings. First thought is, does black really want to give up the bishop pair? I do have also a hanging pawn here. If I go knight there, he's going to push, right? And then I can come back. I can't go in there because knight takes me. Or do I just swing around and like start to think about paying my attention to this corner of the board? I don't know. But let's say I push b3, right? He trades off. Yes, I've got doubled c-pawns, I've got an isolated a-pawn, but he no longer has the bishop pair. And I am castled. I'm going to go down that route. This is imbalancing, right? I'm basically saying to black, I want to keep my knight in this central quarter, yeah? This is the knight's happy place. From there, a knight controls its maximum 8 squares. Okay. Now I'm thinking something like this. I mean, that looks really natural, doesn't it? Because the point is, it stops this bishop from coming out. If this bishop tries to come out so the black can castle, right, bishop goes here, I snatch the pawn, hit the rook, rook has to move, I say thank you very much and disappear again into the knight. Similarly, if the bishop tries to fianchetto this side, he moves that pawn forwards, the rook is dead. Okay. And now he trades. Now he trades! And now he loses his pawn. You see? Okay, so the rook is going to be staring down at g2. This is not a problem. There is no light squared bishop left. Okay? Happy days. Question is, where do I want to put with the bish? Where we're going to put it at the bish? Okay, he cannot go here because bishop takes. He cannot go here because pawn takes. He cannot go here because knight takes. So that leaves us an option of, let's put these in orange, shall we? 1, 2, 3. This one's quite good because it's a protected square. It's protected twice. I'd like to prevent black from castling if I can, but I'm not going to bend over backwards to do it. I could come here actually, and if knight takes, I am a pawn up. And that could lead us into a knight versus bishop endgame, which, if you saw my last over the board game, is not necessarily a bad thing. Knight against two bishops is well, like two knights against two bishops or whatever. If your opponent has the bishop pair, it can be quite tough. I go there, he comes in here. But this is fine. So he's attacking this pawn, and he's attacking this pawn. But I can play rook fc1, defend both, can't I? If I do this and he comes in, doesn't matter, just play rook fc1. Occam's razor. The simplest solution. Yeah, and I always I have to be concerned about this, but with no queen and no light squared bishop on the board, I'm cool. I'm cool. There we go. We have castles. Okay. This is not a great move because he sticks his knight on d3, annoying my rook. This move, however, I kind of like. a3. He can't go there because the c2 pawn is still there. He can't go there because of this pawn. Right? He can't go there because of rook. He can't go there because of rook. So if I do this, he's going to be forced back here or here. And hello. Now, you always have to be careful about this pawn. Right? If long castles, right? Because the problem with this pawn, even if the knight wasn't there, is b6 traps the bishop in. So you always have to have a plan for that. Okay, now I think c3 is fine. If he wants to take my bishop, he can go ahead. I centralize my knight again. This is the center of the board, right? This is like the tip of the peak of the hill. I actually have options here. I can take with the knight. I can take with the pawn. I'm thinking knight. Right, center. This is the top of the hill. This is, you know, near the top of the hill, and this is not the top of the hill at all, but it's not bad, right? Let's color them in. Hey, you messed up my coloring in. Okay. Knight f3 hits the bishop and defends the pawn, and defends there. In case of tomfoolery later on, here I'm threatening a fork. He's attacking my pawn. Kind of like having my central knight, so again, simplest thing. Never be ashamed to do something that's just like, okay, you attack my pawn, can I move my rook back? But you've already moved it once. Yeah, but works. Do you know what I mean? Grandmasters do this all the time. Move a piece back, move a piece forward. It's a mental game. I could have ideas of like this. This is what I want to do. I want to get in here and fork the king and the rook and win the game. I could play g3. These pawns, it's going to be hard for him to protect these over time. d3 though is just a very natural looking move. Putting my pawn on the light square, ghosts it from this bishop. I need to watch out for this guy. He might need looking after later on. Okay, I have this now. You want to take my knight now, do you? Do you? I could play like rook ab1. If I do this now, he's not going to take because I take back, right? But if I do this and he pushes a6, I have to come back here. And then it's black's turn to move. So I just give away the initiative. If I go here now, he takes attacking my rook. Don't like that. So I'm going to play rook ab1. I'm just busy putting my most important things onto light squares where the bishop can't interfere with them. Again, if he wants to trade off, he's going to go into an endgame, a pawn down. Technically, we're in an endgame now, queens are off the board, but... If I go here, I might tempt him to take there. This pawn isn't a major component in my plans. I mean, if he doesn't take, I can always push d4. Threatening this immovable pawn. Can't get out of the way. Right, so if he takes, I take back, knight defends, rook defends, and I'm looking good. Look how loose his pawns are. Okay. Fragmented. Divided, leaderless. Also, ooh, Ella, oh, you resigned. Oh, what? Oh, well. Let us... I hit game review. It's not going to give me a game review. It's going to say you have to sign in. Well, that's just teasing. Okay, but we're going to do this anyway, because I'm interested about this Urusov Gambit thing. So we log in. Learn analysis. Let's go. How did we do? Did I play plus 1000? I think I probably did. Did I play 79.9 accuracy? That's kind of okay. But you see, I never had a massive advantage, but you don't need a massive advantage to win a game of chess. Opponent actually played all right. Opponent played 74. How did we do? 1700. And 1500 again. This is like twice we've had 1500 from a supposed beginner. You can't trust a word that comes out of these people's mouths. Who does he think he is? Playing not logged in, claiming he's a beginner. Makes me sick. Anyway, let's go through it. The Petrov. Inaccurate. Okay. Best move, take the free stuff. Queen e2 is good, but it's not the best move. Yeah, this kind of makes sense, of course, getting ready to develop the bishop. Anyway, knight retreats here, which isn't fantastic because he dumps the pawn. I take with the knight. Computer said queen takes for check. It was best. So interesting stuff. So I don't think there's much to learn from that, but let's just have a look. Let's go on the Lichess Explorer in the intermediate range and see what happens from this. This is what I played, isn't it? It says the Italian variation of the Russian game. And black does very well from here, actually. And there really isn't much that's in white's favour. Is that what we played? Sorry, guys, I have to go back because I'm a bit... Yeah, that's what we played. Knight takes pawn. Yeah. So we have this. Yeah, this is just bad. This is bad for white. Don't play it. This is one of the more obscure gambits. Well, it's not, maybe. I don't know. But no, it's no good. It's no good. It's no good. But anyway, let us do another quick one because that was kind of slightly disappointing. Play as a guest, 15-10, let's go. Let's make it a 10-minute. Let's make it a 10-minute one. I haven't got enough coffee for a 15-10. Okay, we have the black pieces in this case. Let's play Scandinavian then. So the whole point is that I'm not going to be playing my normal stuff. Okay, we have takes. Now, this is what I used to play the Scandinavian modern. The normal move is queen takes. And then after the knight comes out, okay, here we go. That's kind of normal. I think we can give up a pawn. We've already given one pawn away. But here we're giving away a second pawn, a bit like the Icelandic Gambit. We have now transposed to Alekhine's defence, Scandinavian variation. Alright, this looks like a check. If I play c6, it gets in the way of my knight. My knight can still come to d7. I don't have a problem with that. It's a tempo-winning move. This game's going to be all about aggression, tempo, initiative. I'm thinking castles, I'm thinking knight here, I'm thinking maybe queen b6. Boom. You can play fast and loose in this one. Okay, I want to get a rook on e8 as quickly as I can. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 if I castle long. It's 1, 2 if I castle short. So short is the way we are castling. I also have this as well that hits the queen. Might prompt f3 come in. But if this and this, that's a double attack on the queen. That means the queen has to move, but the queen can't move because she's in an absolute pin. Look at me now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Very well developed. This bishop's looking kind of awkward. Not in a hurry to bring this knight out, I don't think. I mean, it might have ideas of coming here later on. Even after this, we've got maybe knight d7, knight f8, knight g6. It's a very comfortable defensive position to have two knights defending your king. Two knights side by side just cover loads of stuff, don't they? What do they cover? They cover all of this. And that. And that, yeah. So that's the pattern. Yeah. Like this. They cover lots of squares. You can't see the rest of the pattern because it's off the screen. Come on, white. What are you going to do? I know what my next move is. More than likely, rook e8. Maybe even followed with this, because if the bishop then comes back to b3, I can take the bishop for free because it comes with a discovery on the queen. But is this one even better, because with a double attack on the queen? If you double attack a piece, it has to move or trade itself off or whatever. You can't block a double attack is the point. You can't capture the capturer of a double attack, because there isn't one capturer of a double attack, there's two capturers, two attackers. Come on, still waiting for the old brain to kick in this morning. What's going on? So later on I'm working on a presentation on the food conspiracy. The idea that food has been used as a weapon to enslave the human race for thousands of years, since the end of the last ice age and since we switched over to agriculture, which fundamentally changed the whole economics of human civilization. Well, I mean, it was really the start of human civilization, because it wasn't until agriculture that we came up with things like law, land ownership, writing, money. Wealth didn't exist in the Ice Age. Why not, you ask? Well, let's say I was pretty good at making spears or bows and arrows or something like that. Why would I make 50 spears if I couldn't trade them with someone else? Just pointless. I couldn't carry them around. I couldn't really protect them if I was off out hunting or gathering. There was no need for wealth. There was no point. So for 99% of human existence, nature provided everything that we needed, and we would go out and we would gather what we needed. Right? If I needed to fix my hut or I needed to fix my boots, I'd know what to do. If I needed a particular kind of medicine and I had the skill to do it, or somebody else in the tribe would know how to do it, then I'd know what plant or fungus or lichen or whatever to look for. Looks like my opponent here has bailed on us, which is disappointing. Shall we sack it all off and do another one? Come on then. Why not? Balls out this time. Balls out attack. Let's hope we have somebody who's actually up for a scrap. Okay, we're going to Scandi again. I'll do the same thing. Oh. Wow. Okay, he's moved F2 to F3, right? What do we know about that? You shouldn't do it, according to Ben Feingold. Okay, so we still have this potential here. Let's develop the knight. Interesting. Tempted to push on. I mean, it takes away c3 from this knight, but that's not really the spirit of what we're trying to do here. I'm going to fianchetto this bishop, I think. Damn, you putting all your pawns on light squares? I could take, trade queens. But let's just allow him to do this. Right, we've got a pawn addict, guys. We've got a pawn addict. He's moved 4 pawns in 4 moves. No. Okay, you know what this is doing? This is making my dark squared bishop look like king of the hill. Okay, I'm going to play e5. Just defend this pawn. Maybe think about bringing this guy out. Where are you going to put your king? Safe. Huh? Go on, move another pawn. I dare you. I double dare you, mother figure. Hey! He found his pieces. Okay. I block the pin. I prepare to castle. Yeah, so food. Food is very interesting. And the thing is, it's got kind of worse and worse. You know that we lost 10% of our height and 10% of our brain volume following the end of the Ice Age and the shift to agriculture from hunting and gathering. It's true. And we didn't have chronic diseases neither. So things like, osteoarthritis, diabetes, cancers, stuff like that. That when anthropologists look at the bones side by side, they look at skeleton, they can go hunter-gatherer or agricultural, right? Simply because of the lack, the size and the strength of the bones, but also the presence or lack of signs of disease. Okay, I was planning to fianchetto this bishop, but I don't know. We're going to have to wait for some... Jesus, he's moved 6 of his pawns. Okay, so what do you... This is almost like a punishing dumbass openings, right? But live. So, I mean, that's very tempting. He can block with... No, he can't block there with a knight. He can block there with a knight. And that kind of pins in the knight. And the knight then doesn't have anywhere to go from that square. However, it also repins my own knight. But should we be cheeky and push h6, g5? Because if he... Ooh, he played that too quick, didn't he? You played too quick. You've blundered your bishop. Never play too quick. I mean, just look at this. 7 pawns. 7. I'd actually like him to play on because I'd like to figure out with you guys what to do against somebody who's just gone for all of this kind of space. But I've got a hunch this game might end soon. Okay. But good, we're playing on. This is good. All right. Okay, I'm looking at this knight. It's defended once. He's coming after my pawn, clearly. There's two ways to defend, right? Well, that defends it twice, basically. Or I can move my knight elsewhere. That's quite good. These pawns are both defended. Queen's defending a lot of stuff here. Defended. That's defended. He's actually... Everything's kind of defended apart from the rooks, but they don't count. I could even do this. Pawn takes, bishop takes. Ooh, kind of like that. Let's do it. And yes, my king is exposed, but you know what? That's not the end of the world. Now I'm hitting the queen. And this might come in too. Okay, I think queen d7. Adding a second defender. And this may still come in, but then he's still got knight d2 in case of this. Oh, I could have just had the knight. Why didn't I just have the knight? You see what I did? See that I rushed it? I could have just have the knight. Alright. And the reason I'm taking with the queen is because if he wants to take the queens off the board, he's going to be a piece down. Right? I have a bishop, he doesn't. He also has quite a bad knight on the rim there. There. And suddenly everything falls apart now. You see where he was kind of coordinated a few moves ago. Now he just ain't. And all of these pawns, this is just Swiss cheese. Royale with cheese. So I'm looking at a king rook fork. He's got eyes on this, but it's defended twice. He can't go there. Okay, I'm targeting that pawn, but I'm also targeting king rook fork on c2. This pawn also hangs. Everything just fell to bits. Does he spot both threats? In fact, what can he do about both threats? He can play king d2. Defends both. But then that hangs the knight. I could have also captured the knight again. Oh, what? 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 Oh, I'm going to have the free knight. Sleepy hunty. So he spotted one threat. He spotted the threat against this pawn, but he didn't see this one. Because if he did, he would have maybe been able to find the only way, I think, to... Okay. That is a check. King can't stay there and he can't go there because of the bishop. The bishop can always go there. I'm going to give the check. Why not? I'm 2 pieces up now. I should probably have moved the bishop first. Okay, because now if I take the rook, he can take... Oh... I'll give another check. Let's give another check. Paired knights. Absolutely evil. He can't go there, he can't go there. So he's got 3 squares, right? Ouch. That comes to check again. I just move my bishop away. And see, he's just created such a fragile position for himself with pushing all those pawns forward. Okay, what are we doing? All right, I want to engage my rooks. I can just solidify now. Might even play a5 and... My bishop's actually a bit hampered. That's nice. I want to create some room. Okay, we'll just trade off. Trading off is just easy peasy. Okay, I'll trade this. That now gives me control of the open file. My bishop's really bad with these pawns here. If I'm going to get through, I have to use this diagonal, right? Which is all right. So I'm going to... This is the plan. Yes, it takes some moves, but it means that I get to use all my stuff. Why not? Why not use all your stuff? Literally, what's the worst that can happen? What's white going to do here? Nothing. Then rook a f8, and we just win. 1, 2, maybe even here. It's a nice outpost for the bishop. Do that anyway. Pawn pushes, it gets taken, so that's fine. Okay, then rook a f8, come in here with a skewer. This doesn't matter now. I've got 2 major pieces on the open file. There's nothing white can do. I could have just taken the rook actually there as well. But I'm playing sloppy. Born sloppy. Some of the worst chess you will ever see. That will be the name of the video. Okay, and now king has to come here. Oh, no, you can't. You've lost your rook. How terrible. King has to come here. It's the only legal move. So my rook covers his. Okay, let's take that. Take that and party. Okay, these are all covered, so if I can do that, then I think that is actually checkmate. Yeah? He can move a pawn. He can't actually move his king. He has to move one of these pawns, and then that's mate. Simple mate in 2. How about that? Because moving here means the king has no moves. Well, only after I did that. That's a nice little mate in 2 puzzle, isn't it? See how going, talked about this yesterday. Going for the immediate check would be a far poorer decision here because it flushes the king out back into space. And, he runs away over here and then we've got a right job to wheedle a bugger out, But coming here, cutting off all of his squares and, setting up mate on the next move, that's lush. So if you're a lower rated player, if you're a beginner, always watch out. Don't resign. No, don't disconnect and run away. That's terrible. Anyway, lots and lots of fun. There's so many pieces I failed to capture there. There's about at least 3 times when he just hung a piece and I missed it. And the reason is because I don't expect my opponents just to hang pieces left, right and centre, even though it happens. And I really need to work on that. Okay. Let's quickly get the PGN for that. Because I would like to check that that mate in 2 at the end. Okay, and we get analysis. Oh, yeah, it's mate. It's mate in 1. Mate in 1, whatever happens. So learn analysis. It's going to say I absolutely sucked in there. It's going to put me like 1100 because of all the things I missed. No, 74-4. 2 misses, yeah. 1550. Okay, I'll take 1550. That is like my rapid rating. So, not bad. And here at the end, oh, wow. No way. from here, we have a forced mate in 9. Forced mate in 9? Best move, mate in 8. Best move. Best move. Now it's mate in 4. No way! That was like a forced mating sequence that we had at the end there. Jesus wept. Well, I mean, hands up, guys. I didn't see that. I saw when it was mate in 1, or like setting up mate in 1, mate in 2 from here, and now, yeah, whatever he does. But no way. Rook takes G1. So from here it's mate in 4. Wow. So what I would do here is capture this fen. So the fen is the position on the board right now. Also takes note of what is legal and not legal, like who's castled, is there any en passant or whatever. And I've got studies for, so what, this is going to be mate in 4 after this, okay? So Woody studies, checkmates, mate in 4, and then add new chapter from Black's perspective. Okay, we have this. So let's just figure it out again. We have check, and this actually forces the king. This is a forced move, I believe. Let's stick Stockfish on. Yeah, king e2 is forced. I think there's an icon for only move, and then we take here. Now it's mate in 3, whatever he does. What did he do in the game? He played king d3. Okay, and now we do this. Rook f2. Okay, all right, yeah, there's 2 ways round. 2 ways round. Okay, rook f2 or rook g2. Doesn't really matter which way you do it. So maybe it's not ideal, you know, and then whatever he does, it's this. Yeah. And then I'll go, like, with rook f2, just put a thing saying, yeah, also winning. Rook g3. Yeah, so that's how I do it. And now we have a bunch of these, and now what you do is you go preview. Hang on. So for example, let's take one of these, and you get all of these if you sign up to Chess Bootcamp Live as well. So there's a mate in 4 here, for example. We've never done that. I've never shared this on a short or anything like that. And I'm going to turn off Stockfish, and I'm going to go preview. Okay. So I can't go here. I have a check with the bishop. That's got to be a good start. No. Do we take out the bishop? And now it's check there. The knight takes. Wow, interesting. So, you know, I've got all these for... I'll show you the page. You know, we've got mate in 1s, 55 things, attacking ideas, captures, loads and loads. This is my editing view, so literally over 1,000 positions here that we're building up. A lot of fun. So if you want to come along and, you know, you can just have a go at it. Anyway, enjoyed that. Hope you enjoyed it too. Hope you picked up 1 or 2 things. Thank you for watching. See you later.